Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about Ollantaytambo. I'm gonna give you guys a travel guide for anybody who wants to visit, travel to, or maybe move to Ollantaytambo. I'm gonna go over 5 things today. Okay, firstly, I'm gonna go over why you should go. I'm gonna talk about the atmosphere of the town, the ruins, and the services in the town. Secondly, I'm gonna talk about street sense, what you need to know about walking around the streets of Ollantaytambo, the culture. Okay. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about the demographic slash weather information, what you need to know about the people and climate there. Okay. Fourthly, we're going to talk about the hotel information. Okay, so anybody who wants to get a good deal on hotel, I will talk about that. And then lastly, number 5, we're going to talk about food and water, how much you should expect to pay for all of those things. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. And so this is actually the view of Ollantaytambo from the Inca ruins that are on site. So you may or may not know, but Ollantaytambo is known for its ruins. Okay, and so here's the market in Ollantaytambo. This actually gives you a nice general feel of what the town will look like. Okay, and so this is a pretty typical Peruvian market. You'll find a lot of things like this, a lot of colorful handmade goods. Is something that a lot of locals in Peru do just as a way to make a living. Okay, and so, as I was talking about, the Ollantaytambo ruins are a big draw for tourism in the Sacred Valley and just the city in general. Okay, the town itself is not that big, but a lot of people visit Ollantaytambo to come see the Inca ruins. And so, this is actually what it looks like from the base of the town itself up at the Ollantaytambo ruins. Okay, and so the modern town is actually built in the valley of where the original town would have built, which would have been right here at the top of this mountain. This is actually located on site in the town of Ollantaytambo. One thing that's pretty interesting about the town is that, as you can see here, they actually have running water coming from, I don't know exactly how they do, but they have running water that is running naturally somehow. I'm not sure how they do it. Okay, maybe it's actually the same technique that the Incas used way back when, but like I said, I'm not sure. At the base of the Ollantaytambo ruins, you will find a lot of random monoliths like this, and there's a lot of lost history, sadly, with not only the Incas but the ruins themselves. But some that I'm actually writing a book on. But anyways, we're talking about Ollantaytambo today, right? And so we're specifically talking about the atmosphere. Okay, so this is actually the old granary that you can see in Ollantaytambo. This is where the Incas would store their food. Long story short, this is actually a refrigerator granary right here. So very fascinating that the Incas were able to do that. Some more of the Ollantaytambo ruins. Very fascinating in that, as you can see here, there's a lot of very big rocks. And so the historical question is specifically how they moved those rocks there and how they carved them. This is something right here that you'll see a lot at the Ollantaytambo ruins. This is a key lock. Way back when, they would have melted some sort of precious metal, copper, bronze, gold, into this right here, into this little lock. And then typically there's another matching side, but as you can see at Ollantaytambo, these locks do not actually lock to other rocks, which is interesting in itself, okay? Not all of the Ollantaytambo ruins are very perfectly fitted, as you can see here, but it's a very nice place to check out, specifically if you're interested in ruins, okay? Let's go ahead and talk now a little bit more about the services available in Ollantaytambo, okay? And so, given that it's a small town, you might come under the impression that you would have a difficulty finding all of the services that you would expect in a modern city. However, just like any other city in the Sacred Valley, you'll have access to all the living things that you'll need: food, water, and housing, okay? So, long story short, there's plenty of services available in Ollantaytambo, plenty of food available. So just so you know, okay, now, so let's go ahead and talk about some street scents in Ollantaytambo. So as you can see here, there's only less than 10,000 people who actually live in the town. And so what I'm trying to get at is it's a really safe place to live, and you can always feel safe walking around the streets in Ollantaytambo, okay? So it's not one of those cities where you constantly have to be checking your pockets, looking out for pickpockets, thieves, that sort of thing. Very safe place, as are most cities in the Sacred Valley, or really all of them in my experience, okay? Let's go ahead and now talk about some demographic slash weather information, okay? So we were talking about the population being about 10,000, so very small town, not a whole lot of people living there, okay? If you were to travel from Cusco it would take you about an hour and 40 minutes, hour 42 exactly, according to Google, to travel from Cusco to Ollantaytambo. The best way to do that, of course, would be to take a colectivo instead of a taxi. If you were to pay a taxi, you'll have to pay 80 soles and up. Whereas if you were to take a colectivo from Cusco, it'd be 5 to 10 soles. So definitely look into taking a colectivo, okay? And so you can do that either from Cusco or Urubamba, okay? Ollantaytambo is a big city on the way to Machu Picchu. A lot of tourists will visit Ollantaytambo on the way to Machu Picchu simply because they have the Inca Rail available in the town of Ollantaytambo. And so here's what it looks like up close from the satellite view. So as you can see, very small town. Not a whole lot of people there. Honestly, you'll run into a good deal of English speakers if you're an English speaker, just because it's a popular town for tourists to see. Okay, and so the elevation of Ollantaytambo is actually a little bit less than Cusco. So you can see 2,800 meters versus Cusco, 3,400. So that does have an effect on the weather. But the weather in Ollantaytambo is not like the most sunny, nice, hot sort of feel that you might expect in a place like Urubamba, for example. So average about 14, even as low as 11. Of course, if we were to convert that to Celsius, 11 is about 51 degrees Fahrenheit, all the way up to about an average of 14, which is about 57. Okay, obviously those are averages. As we can see here, the highs, it does reach about 20, 21. Of course, in Fahrenheit, that would be 68 or 69.8. Okay, that's the demographic slash weather information. Let's go ahead and now talk about hotel information. For anybody who wants to get a good deal on a hotel or hostel in Ollantaytambo, it is a very typical Sacred Valley city in that you should be able to expect to pay $5 to $7 per night for your hotel room. Okay, so if you were to look online, you will be able to find reservations at hostels, for example, for $10 and up. But that is why I would recommend that anybody who wants to get a good deal on a hotel slash hostel in Ollantaytambo to not look online, but rather show up in person and start walking around. There's lots of hotels and hostels available in the town, and like I said, only about $5 to $7 per night. Okay, that's what you should be expecting to pay. Now let's go ahead and talk and finish up with information on food and water. Okay, so Ollantaytambo is a typical Sacred Valley Peruvian city in that you will always be able to find your 5 sole meal wherever you go. Of course, you can visit a market and potentially even work out a deal even less than that. But you'll find a lot of restaurants where you can get a sopa and segundo, a soup and entree for 5 soles and up. Okay, will you be able to find the really nice places with the 15 sole, 20 sole meals? Of course. Okay, you can find the expensive food in Ollantaytambo, just like you can find the economical food. Okay, now specifically with water, nothing new here as well. It's a typical Sacred Valley city in that 2-liter bottle of water will be about 3 to 4 soles and up for a 2-liter bottle of water. Okay, but that's all I have for you guys on Ollantaytambo. So I do appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure to check out my other travel guides to other Peruvian cities if you are a nomad looking to travel around. I do give you guys lots of information on the cities, everything you need to know. And also, if you are interested in reading my book on Peruvian construction, feel free to check out the link below. As I'm making this, it's still being finished, but odds are while you are watching this, it is available. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the Inca construction, how they were able to do that, feel free to check that out as well. Okay, but that's all I have for you guys on Ollantaytambo. So thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day. Peace.